How can my mic be muted? Test one, two.
How can my mic be muted?
Oh,
How can my mic be muted?
I think it's working now. I think we're in business.
Test one, two. How can my mic be muted? How can my mic be muted?
I think we are in business now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, man. All right. That's what I like to hear. Get my boys in the background cooking. All right, man. Get the game back on here. Add it to the thing. Pause the game. All right, man. Can you cats hear me now? All right, all right, all right. We're cooking with gas over here. Get that one on there. And we will. Let me get a smoke now. Now that I'm good. Finally. Skywalker, my brother. I think I saw Susanna out there, man. Hello to you, my sister. And I think I did see my brother Cornbread out there, man. You know they're all overrated, but we're gonna have some trivia today. Winner gets gummies. Remember to throw your gummies in the refrigerator when you get them. I forgot to tell my brother Skywalker that. He got his, and it came as a big blob of guap. Let's see here. A little high society. A little bit of high society to get this brain in the right frame of mind here. Yeah, we'll throw that down there. We're running out of this high society. It's going to be low society here soon. There we go. We'll throw that in there. Save a little for later. We like to mix and match around here. Little G13. I know, Skywalker, I know. I kind of thought about that, but I said, nah, it wouldn't happen yet, but it did. But there are ways around that. There are definitely ways around that. All right, let's get this crunched up. Where's my grinder? There it is. I gotta put a leash on these freaking things. I'm gonna lose them. Throw this in the grinder. Like I said, we got some G13, and we got some high society. And we will sweeten out with some crumble, for sure. For sure. You got any wrestling fan friends out there, man? Go get them. Tell them we got a contest going on over here. 50 questions. A lot of old school WWE, WWF, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, I got a nice little pile there. Nice little pile of chopped up bud, as you can see. That should get me through should get me to the contest nicely. But we must add a little crumble, a little bit of this platinum blonde crumble. Very nice to fortify your herb with. We pull out a little piece of this. I'll tell you, this stuff looks like a crack rock. It looks like a honeycomb kind of a crack rock. You get stuck with this, you got some spraying to do. Unless the cops are stoned, you ain't gonna believe what you got is a cannabis product. You have to stick his nose in there, give it a good. But we do our thing with that. We're listening to the George Porter Trio in the background. This is going on live right now, down on Oak Street, in New Orleans, down in the Quarter. And these guys are almost like the house band down there, man. George Porter, Chris Atkins playing that guitar. Some good stuff. That's just some good stuff. But I got my little appointment card here, which reminds me tomorrow I go see my podiatrist, get my toenails cut, make sure there's no fungus among us. Have a good look at healthy feet. You gotta have the whole body in uniform health. But we do a few of these. We'll throw a couple of wrestling questions up there. Oh, I gotta go over to Facebook, and I have to open up the audience thing so I can get my usual millions and millions of visitors here. That's not what I'm supposed to see on there. Bear with me here, please. Here we go. Edit audience, there we are, public. So now, everybody over on Facebook can come and join in. Not just the chosen few. A few of these, and we'll start this game a rolling here. Whoa. That's my first bong of the day. I usually smoke joints during the day, but the bong at night comes out. It hits me like a freaking bazooka. Bazooka limon. I gotta take my PM supplements too. The name of the game is to, excuse me, stay as healthy as possible in this life we're living. Bear with me. Today's Monday PM. Take my Osteo Biflex for the joints. It's got the turmeric in there. It's got the Baswala. And we've got the Cognium. That's a silk protein for the memory. The vitamin C, the time-proven antioxidant, man, one of your greatest forms of defense. This is the Wilfred Benitez of supplements. And then the flaxseed oil, the essential fatty acid, the joint lubricant. I think it's got some anabolic properties in it too, but we pop those down. Nice big gulp of fresh water. I should have grabbed one of those gummies to show you what they actually look like, Skywalker. But we'll see if anybody's in here that wants to play the trivia game. I do. I got nothing better to do tonight. I've been bopping all around the different sites. There ain't really nothing happening, so let's test our knowledge of old school wrestling here. Like Hawk used to say, oh, what a rush. Let me see if I can resume this game. There we are. We'll go for the countdown. We've got a 2-minute countdown. We're waiting. We will move on to question 1 in this thoroughly thought-provoking WWE. See, I'm so much of a wrestling fan, I'm not even watching Monday Night Raw right now. Hey, Vaughn, my brother. I should have had a write-in on that, man. Because, yeah, everybody has their own favorite. But I just put four of the top ones up there, kind of like my own personal Mount Rushmore of Razzlers. But we definitely got all those cats you included there. They're in this contest somewhere. Gotta get ripped big for this one. I saw Hacksaw Jim Duggan at the Civic Center, and I think it was 1989. Me and my girlfriend, my wife now, we went up there. We saw the King of the Ring, and they were all there, man. The Texas Tornado, the Road Warriors, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Stone Cold, Red Hot, Don Morocco. Those guys, man, they were definitely something back in the day. So let's see how much you can remember about these cats. If there's anybody that's out here playing the game. Which tag team won the first ever WWF Tag Team Championship in 1971? One, was it the Wild Samoans? Two, was it the British Bulldogs? Three, was it Luke Graham and Tarzan Tyler? Or four, was it Demolition? This is the original tag team titles in 1971. I was laying in my bed watching it. Saturday morning wrestling used to come on. There was no Monday Night Raw. It was just real simple. Is anybody going to play this game? Hey, the boxing sauce. Ron, salute. Salute, my brothers. At least we got a couple of people in here playing it. I've been playing with myself, which is something my wife likes to see me do. But we got cats who know what they're talking about in here. And they were beaten by Rene Goulet and Carl Gotch, if I recall. What's that the guy's name? Carl Gotch. Who was the manager of the Twin Towers, Akeem and the Big Boss Man in the WWF? One, was it Slick? Two, was it Mr. Fuji? Three, was it Jimmy Hart? Or four, was it Bobby Heenan? The boxing sauce. You're definitely an old school wrestling fan in here, man. You jumped right on that one, man. Demolition. We're going to be having them all in this game, man. I hope you stick around for a little bit of it. But who managed the Twin Towers, Akeem and the Big Boss Man? And this dude was a funny guy. So all these guys, they would just crack me up on a constant basis. But the name of the game, the man there was the Slickster. 50% got this one right. 50% said Bobby the Brain Heenan. BBO, my bro. Salute, man. Salute. What was the name of WWF's The Genius character? One, was it Terry Taylor? Two, was it Mike Rotundo? Three, was it Randy Poffo? Or four, was it Barry Dorsal?
That's Chris Atkins.
The Genius. And I'll tell you a little story about the Genius. In real life, the word was in the locker room, this guy had a foot long between his legs. He was a walking salami. The Genius. And you know who he was? Put your answers in there. The Mega Powers against the Twin Towers. A lot of humanity in that ring, as Monsoon would say. But the correct answer, Lenny Poffo, Lethan Randy Poffo. The Genius. And they say he packed a salami on him as big as your freaking forearm. He could actually blow himself. That was the word. Imagine that, fucking Ronnie. You didn't even have to leave the house. At WrestleMania 6, who did Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire defeat in a mixed tag match? One, was it Ted DiBiase and Virgil? Two, was it Rick Rude and Bobby Heenan? Three, was it Randy Savage and Sensational Sherry? Or four, was it Greg Valentine and Miss Elizabeth? WrestleMania 6, Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire. And who did they defeat in a mixed tag team match? this was, Dusty came in and Vince was pissed at Dusty. He made him wear polka dots. He made him become he wasn't the American Dream. He was like just a crazy old a wigger, I guess he was. I guess he was the original. 100% said Rick Rude and Bobby Heenan. Nope, it was Randy Savage and Sensational Sherry. Sensational Sherry was a hottie too, man. Which wrestler was known as the Model in the early 1990s? One was it Tom Zink, 2 Tito Santana, 3 Rick Martel, or 4 Paul Roma. The Model, and he used to have the perfume and the freaking spray, go around spraying it around right in the eyes. This cat was a true wrestler. Hey, Joette, salute my brother. Joe Lopez, man. Thank you much for coming by, bro. Who was it, man? Rick Martel. He knows. See, I knew this would bring in the wrestling fans. Train Harder 24, man. Salute to you, brother. I knew the wrestling fans would come in for this. We got 50 questions. Stick around. 100% got this one right. Whoever gets the most out of 50 gets gummies in the mail. They work like a motherfucker. 100% got this one right. Question number 6 is coming up. There's still freaking 44 questions to go. Who defeated Hulk Hogan for the WWF Championship at Survivor Series 1991? Big upset if you recall. 1 was it The Ultimate Warrior, 2 was it The Undertaker, 3 was it Ric Flair, or 4 Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, bro, Duke, man, how come I didn't notice that? I'm fucking stoned. My man, Big Duke out there. Duke should be a fucking professional wrestler, right? Of anybody I ever met in my life. But who did Hulk Hogan get beat by on this weird Monday night, on this crazy, crazy match, man? Who was it? The Warrior, The Undertaker, Flair, or the Macho Man? Can you imagine a motherfucker like Duke, 6'7", throwing a drop kick? Duke fucking trained with The Undertaker. 100% got this one right. So go over there and sub to this man. Everybody's got a mention here. Just go click, go give him a sub. This is the trainer of champions, a man who introduced me to Ray Mercer. What was the original ring name for the Godfather during his early WWF days? Did they call him Shango Voodoo? Did they call him Papa Shango? Did they call him the Nation Enforcer? Or did they call him Kama Mustafa? What was the Godfather? The Whole Train. What was the Godfather's real, what did he blossom into? What was he before he became the Godfather? And he was a creepy motherfucker too, man. He put the voodoo on you. Papa Shango. And all of a sudden, he's the Godfather with the Whole Train. 100% got this one right. Next question, please. Who did Bret Hart face in his first singles match at WrestleMania? 1 was it Yokozuna, 2 was it Roddy Piper, 3 was it his brother Owen, or 4 was it Mr. Perfect? These are boxing sauce. I like the comments in there too, man. Add a little, because every one of these has a little bit of a side thing. Sometimes I forget to say them. But talk about, this should have been the Klitschko's going at it. But who was his first singles match at WrestleMania? Owen Hart. Nobody got that one right. But that's okay. We'll check the scores after 10 questions. And we'll pretend it's a brand new start. Don't forget to vote in the poll. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And if you like, don't forget to throw a freaking super chat to the channel. Which wrestler used a finisher called the Hot Punch in the old school WWF? 1 was it Stan the Man Stasiak, 2 was it Nikolai Volkov, 3 was it Ken Patera, or 4 was it Ivan Koloff? The Hot Punch. Now, I don't know how they faked this one, man. One of the most amazing moves. How could you fake it? Boom! The jobbers would come, they'd catch one of these, and I don't think they'd come back for another month. But who had the Hot Punch? Stan the Man Stasiak. None of you got that one right. Oh, he would first of all take their hand, put it back, hold their hand with his other hand, have no defense. Boom! Right in the heart, all the knuckles. Who managed Kamala during his time in the WWF in the mid-1980s? One was it Kim Chi, two was it Harvey Whippleman, three was it Freddie Blassie, or four was it the Captain, Lou Albano? Who managed the Ugandan Giant? And what was his real name, for a little bit of a side thing? Who managed Kamala? Kim Chi, Harvey Whippleman, Freddie Blassie, or Captain Lou? Kim Chi. Well, these are all tough, but I mean, you got to go way back into the thing. He was with Kim Chi originally, and then he brought on the rest of them. The real Kamala. Where was Chief Jay Strongbow from? Was he from the Trail of Broken Tears? 2, was he from the Cheyenne Reservation? 3, was he from Pawhuska, Oklahoma? Or 4, was he from New Mexico? Where was the chief from? Didn't have one bit American Indian in him. But where was he billed from? Really, from Newark, New Jersey. Oh shit! I didn't even go to the scoreboard. Let me wait till this one's over. This question. I'll take a quick gander at the scores. It's not too stretched out right now. It usually gets a little busier as the show goes on. But the Pawhuska, Oklahoma, 100%. All right, man. We'll pause it. We will display the leaderboard and check it out here, man. The Boxing Sauce has got 10 out of the first 11. Joe Lopez, my brother, Train Harder. I don't know why I didn't even recognize his name, man. Maybe it's because I'm not high enough. That's probably what it is. My training thought is not quite right on right now. My Kadam isn't quite in there. But let's resume this crazy game. Skip to the next question. Which wrestler was known for bringing a snake in the ring? 1, was it Jim Duggan? 2, was it Jake Roberts? 3, was it George Steele? Or 4, was it Brutus Beefcake? And every one of them had a nickname, and if we gave the nickname, we'd give the question away. I wish some of these are so simple, especially for a scholar like yourself, Sauce. But we got to put them in there. It's tough to get 50 questions. Jake the Snake Roberts. We had Hacksaw Jim Duggan, George the Animal Steel, Brutus the Barber, and Jake the Snake. So if I had given their nicknames, I would have given the answer away to it. The next question coming right up. Who was the first winner of the WWF King of the Ring tournament in 1985? This one you got to go back to your freaking memory cells for this one. 1, was it Tito Santana? 2, was it Randy Savage? 3, was it Holly Race? Or 4, was it Don Morocco? You might think 3, but nope. The original King of the Ring. And I think this might have even been on pay-per-view. I think you could have gotten. I had the black box back then. But the correct answer, Don Morocco. Holly won the second one. Don was the first winner. Which WWF superstar had an alter ego named the Red Rooster? And he didn't like this one. This was for punishment too, for him fucking up. 1, was it Terry Taylor? 2, was it Steve Lombardi? 3, was it Greg Valentine? Or 4, was it Barry Horowitz? Who would be the Red Rooster? Yes, sir, Terry Taylor. They wasted him with that Red Rooster. Probably one of the most talented actual wrestlers at the time. What was the real name of the announcer? Lord Alfred Hayes. Was he 1? Was he James Alfred Windsor? 2? Was he George Alfred Smith? 3? Was he Alfred William Hayes? Or 4? Was he Alfred George James Hayes? Lord Alfred Hayes. He was a funny character. Walked on eggshells, you could tell. He knew his job was on the line if he looked the wrong way. But what was his real name? Anybody want to take a guess out there, my brother, the boxing source? You got it, my man. Alfred George James Hayes. Who did Hulk Hogan eliminate last to win the 1990 Royal Rumble? 1, was it Ted DiBiase? 2, Rick Rude? 3, Randy Savage? Or 4, Mr. Perfect? Bro, you're gonna get the gold crown over here, man. This guy's an amazing. He's no. I have no idea. I'd have to really think about it. But you're
Chris Atkins on guitar and vocals.
You're getting it.
My name is George Porter Jr. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight.
George Porter Jr.
We're sending this out to our fallen brother who has fallen, but he's still a brother, and we hope he just feels better quickly.
You knew it.
Thursday.
Which tag team held the WWF tag team titles for a record 478 days in the 1980s? 1, was it the Rockers? 2, the Hart Foundation? 3, the British Bulldogs? Or 4, Demolition? 478 days. This is when I couldn't miss wrestling back then. It was a Saturday morning spectacular. But who was who held the tag team titles for a record of 478 days? Well over a year. Demolition. Axe and Smash. We're gonna see if we can get you with one of these questions, brother. Who was the first Intercontinental Champion in the WWF history? See, now this is one where you might argue with me, but you can't. I watched the match. 1, was it Tito Santana? 2, was it Pedro Morales? 3, was it Pat Patterson? Or 4, was it Don Morocco? The first Intercontinental Champion. And they said he came back from Rio de Janeiro and won it. Before the cable days, you could say anything. A tournament in Rio de Janeiro. And all of a sudden they got this title. Because before there was only the world title and that was it. If you didn't get that, you were in shit luck unless you got a tag team shot. But the original, the man himself, Pat Patterson, back in the day. This is when I was in front of that TV watching this shit, man. He took on Ted DiBiase, the U.S. champion, in his first defense, and he hit him with the brass knuckles. It was awesome, man. DiBiase was the good guy. Which wrestler was the original Doink the Clown? 1, was it Ray Apollo? 2, was it Matt Vaughn? 3, was it Lanny Poffo? Or 4, was it Arnold Skolin? The original Doink the Clown. Who'd that be? New Day broke that record. That would have been the bonus question right there. But who portrayed the original Doink the Clown? See, I had to go back and change this one because they put in their they had the 100% Matt Vaughn. They had fucking what's his name? Steve Lombardi. Because he after they got rid of Matt Vaughn, Steve Lombardi came in there. Steve Lombardi came in there, and he was the other guy. He was the he had two identities: the knuckleballer, and he was the second reincarnation of Doink the Clown, who turned heel by smashing a guitar over Jake Roberts' head in 1987. One was at the Honky Tonk Man, two was at Ricky Steamboat, three Brutus Beefcake, or four Billy Jack Haynes. And the word is they screwed up gimmicking the guitar. So he had to go and get fucking, he had to go to the hospital for surgery, a couple of surgeries, fucked his neck right up, man. But who turned heel and smashed the guitar over Jake's head? The Honky Tonk Man, my man. We cannot. You don't even have to go to the scoreboard because it's just you playing in here, bro. Hookman is a tag team Powers of Pain in the WWF. That was the Warlord and the Barbarian. One was at Slick, two was at Mr. Fuji, three was at Jimmy Hart, or four was at the Captain Lou Albano. And these two, you would not want to mess with these two cats. Whew. They were the answer to the Road Warriors, kind of like, I don't know, it was almost like an underground Road Warriors demolition crossbreed. But anyway, who was their manager? Mr. Fuji, a Hawaiian, funny guy, owned a bar in Fall River, the town across from my bay over here. And Mr. Fuji. Which famous boxer appeared in WrestleMania 1? We all gonna know this one. You know, remember when the Survivor Series? Fuji was devastating. He had the original clothesline. He give you that, and that was it. That was a 3 count. It ain't like today where everybody gives a clothesline. But what famous boxer appeared in WrestleMania 1? Ali, Tyson, Frazier, or George Foreman? Ali, as everyone knows. Moving right along. What professional boxer took on Japanese wrestler Antonio Inoki in 1976? 1 was it Muhammad Ali, 2 was it Mike Tyson, 3 was it Floyd Mayweather Jr., or 4 was it Dusty Rhodes? Dusty Rhodes, well. You got this one again, my brother. %, Ali. Yeah, it was definitely a freebie. Some people wouldn't know it though. In what year did Sergeant Slaughter win the WWF Championship? 1 was in 1993, 2 was in 1992, 3 1991, or 4 1989. And the hint, it was during a U.S. war, I guess. The correct answer did he beat? He beat the Ultimate Warrior, and then he lost it to Hogan. 1991. Nobody, almost, bro. Close, but no cigar. So as we give the freebies, we also give the tough ones in there. What world event saw Sergeant Slaughter turn anti-American? One, was it the stock market crash? 2, the arrival of the Iron Sheik? 3, the Iraqi Gulf War? Or 4, the 9/11 bombings? Oh yeah, there was a real hatred, man. When he turned anti-American, I read he had to have bodyguards sneaking him out of fucking arenas. The hate is real, bro. There were some true believers out there. The Iraqi Gulf War. As we are passing past the halfway point, which future WWE Hall of Famer debuted in the WWF as Mean Mark Calloway? 1, is it The Undertaker? 2, is it Sid Justice? 3, was it Kane? Or 4, was it Diesel? You just saw 24 training in here. That's my brother Big Duke. He trained with The Undertaker. I can imagine those two, man. Because Duke, you know, I used to put up some big numbers. My big numbers are Duke's warm-up numbers. What was the name of Brutus Beefcake's talk segment on the WWF programming? 1, was it The Pit? 2, The Barbershop? 3, The Cutting Edge? Or 4, Beefcake's Corner? The Boxing Sauce is a wrestling aficionado. Does it say that on your channel on the description? Also, expert knowledge of hardcore pro wrestling. Which wrestler was billed from parts unknown and wore face paint and tassels? 1, was it The Ultimate Warrior? 2, Kamala? 3, Doink the Clown? Or 4, Demolition Axe? From parts unknown. I've often used that in several circumstances. But this cat, as you know, man, nobody likes working with him. It does, though. It definitely sounds better. If they had it today, the cutting edge it would be. But back then, I guess they still had to get people used to the beefcake to the barber. They originally were the Road Warriors, but changed their name because the WWF already had the Ultimate Warrior and the Modern Day Warrior. Who were they? 1, were they the Steiner Brothers? 2, was it the Legion of Doom? 3, was it the Bushwhackers? Or 4, was it Money Inc.? Another easy one here. Well, some cats, if they're in, see, that's why people don't come in here, because they know my trivia, my boxing trivia is pretty hard, because I've done so many. I can't put easy questions. I'll just be repeating myself. So I gotta go dig into the books, man. I gotta put the hard ones in there. People shy away from that shit. They don't like to be tested and questioned and have their brains questioned. So, which former football player became a WWF commentator in the late 1980s and one of my personal favorites? 1, was it Pat Patterson? 2, Jim Ross? 3, Jesse the Body? Or 4, Gorilla Monsoon?
I know you're
Money Inc. Was that was DiBiase and Rotundo? Yeah, they were the best. Thing about Rotundo is, man, they say the nicest guy, but if you give him shit, he slap the fuck out of you. You know, short fuse, and he knew every move. He didn't have to punch you. He could wrap you up like a pretzel, make you sing. The correct answer. Oh no, man! It was the body. Monsoon was there before the 80s, I think. But Jesse the Body. Who did Shawn Michaels super kick through the barbershop window? See, it's almost like I'm talking to a damn like I'm teaching a high school graduate, kindergarten, elementary over here.
On a Saturday night.
But it'll look good on the final score when we bring it up. We'll show you the. We should have the percentages for the winners, like the casuals, the serious fans, the weekend warriors, the experts. We can put them into the categories like that. The expert of experts. This was so predictable. They were feuding right up into it. But that kick looked so good. Busting him up. So you see Jannetty now doing his show, and he's fucked up, man. He's still using shit, and he's life didn't treat him well. But shout out to Marty Jannetty. Which wrestler once went by the nickname the Birdman in the WWF? 1 was it Tito Santana, 2 Ricky Steamboat, 3 Coco Beware, or 4 Hillbilly Jim.
We have to make it through this weather. We just can't all stand alone.
I gotta get some clean water for my bong. I've been using this same bong now since the show began. I have been hitting the hell out of it, so we have to go change the bong water. Let me wait till the next question comes up. Okay. Who was the first female manager inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? This one you can Google. Hey, my sister smoking in G Shop.
We have to learn to stand up proud. Cause everybody's lives just have to matter. We have to learn to stand side by side. Living together in the police state. Dying alone in the police state. Well. Living together in the police state.
I just caught my wife doing some gummies. She's gonna put the dog out for me too, so I don't have to do that. So shout out to the old lady. And smoking in G Shop. Oh yeah, this is the George Porter Trio. Go check them out. This is going on live right now. It's called the Maple Leaf Bar. The Maple Leaf is down in New Orleans. And it's down in the quarter. It's on Oak Street. And they got good music every night, but the George Porter Trio plays there a lot. And they are the best, man. They back the Neville Brothers. You know, they're top-notch professionals. Chris Atkins on guitar. Check out when he resumes his solo stuff. But anyway, resume the game. The first female manager inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. 1 was it Sunny, 2 was it Sensational Sherry, 3 was it Miss Elizabeth, or 4 was it Luna Vachon. And it's funny because all 4 of these, Sunny is doing like a life sentence. Sensational Sherry died tragically, drug overdose. Same with Luna Vachon, same with Miss Elizabeth. George Porter. The George Porter Trio, and the name of the site is the Maple Leaf. Miss Elizabeth, 100%. She was doing pills with Lex Luger, man. Tragic life of a wrestler. Which wrestler famously carried a 2x4 in the ring and shouted, "Oh!" Nah, and she probably won't be, but she should be. That Hall of Fame thing is bullshit anyway. We all know that. I mean, that's just like that's got as much validity as a wrestling match does, you know. But we all know who carried that 2x4. Oh. Hacksaw. Moving right along, man. We going through this like a hot knife through cheese. What was Paul Bearer's profession before managing The Undertaker? In real life, was he a priest? 2, was he a mortician? 3, was he a lawyer? Or 4, was he a doctor? And what was Paul Bearer?
Not another one.
Another true character, man. I saw his family selling his ring on Pawn Star, the original, one of the pawn shop series. But he was a real mortician. He's in the Hall of Fame, and his family was out there selling his ring. I forget his name off the top of my head right now, but.
We got to stop doing each other harm.
Who managed The Undertaker before Paul Bearer? I don't know, man. Who was the first person to pin Hulk Hogan cleanly in the WWF after 1984? 1, was it The Ultimate Warrior? 2, Sergeant Slaughter. 3, Randy Savage. Or 4, Andre the Giant? No Problem Smoking in G-Shock. It's one of my favorites. I listen to it every night. Plus, I use that music. It's live, so it's not copywritten, and I never get hit for it. So and it's better than the stuff they give you. And I mean, this is stuff I dig. You know, when I put this on, this is in the same category as this. This is one of my all-natural highs right here. The first person to pin Hulk cleanly in 1984 was, he let The Ultimate Warrior go over on him. Who managed The Undertaker before Paul Bearer? Probably somebody in the WCW, man. Like one of the, I'd have to think on it right now. Which wrestler competed under the gimmick of Outlaw Ron Bass? I just saw this guy the other night too. He, on one of the wrestling podcasts. Interesting. 1, was it Stan Hansen? 2, Ron Hurd. 3, Dick Murdoch. Or 4, Black Bart. But Ron Bass, he had some amazing stories about Andre the Giant farting on him, and it's like just hilarious stuff. Hey, BVO, man, that's all right, bro. Don't worry about it. Stick around and see how you do. This is wrestling, man. Which wrestler competed under the gimmick of Outlaw Ron Bass? And this was WCW, so we have to go over to WCW. And who are the managers over there, man? I'd have to do some thinking about that one, my brother, the Boxing Sauce. But you got a good question there. Ron Hurd. The Boxing Sauce is a wrestling sauce. Who was the first masked wrestler to win a title in the WWF? 1, The Executioner. 2, Rey Mysterio. 3, Mil Mascaras. Or 4, The Masked Superstar. And this is like this guy, they had a rule at Madison Square Garden that you couldn't wear a mask because they had riots with masked wrestlers, and the rules lasted. All wrestlers in Madison Square Garden had to have their face cut out when they wrestled. They couldn't wrestle with a mask on. They gave Mil Mascaras the option. He could wrestle with a mask on. Now you can do it, but back in the day, the first masked wrestler, Mil Mascaras. See, this is before your time, Boxing Sauce. I'm going back to the early 80s over here, man. He won a World Tag Team Championship with, I think it was Victor Rivera, maybe. Which veteran wrestler was known for eating turnbuckles? There we go. Here's one you should all get. 1, was it King Kong Bundy? 2, was it Kamala? 3, was it George the Animal Steel? Or 4, was it Big John Studd? will it be? The turnbuckle eater. A former school teacher who became professional wrestler. Before he was just wrestling in the off season, the summers. Then he said, I make more money doing this. But man, true profession. Just died recently. With the green tongue. I mean, he was a fucking George the Animal Steel. What was the name of Ted DiBiase's bodyguard? This one's even easier, man. See, this is why that's why the boxing ones they get to the point where they bore the high IQ boxing fan, and the same with the wrestling fan. But who was DiBiase's bodyguard? Was it Zeus, Virgil, Clarence Mason, or Butch Reed? Clarence Mason. I don't know how that one got in there. $100% with Virgil. See, this song right here is so cool, man. I never heard it before, but it's like my favorite song right now. All right, man. Which former tag team champions wrestled under the name Smash and Demolition? One, was it Rick Rude? Smash of Demolition. Was it Rick Rude? Was it Brian Adams? Was it Bill Eddy? Or was it Barry Darsow? Hey, Clarence Mason, it doesn't ring a bell with me right now. I'd have to be told it, and then it would ring a bell, I'm sure. But which former tag team champion wrestled under the name Smash of Demolition? And this was a cool guy too. You talk to him, he's got a high voice. He doesn't sound nothing like he looks. He was also the Repo Man. No, it was Barry Darsow. Real character. I think he might have even been Russian for a while when he went to the WCW. Which manager led Yokozuna to multiple WWF championships? One, was it Slick? 2, Paul Bearer. 3, Mr. Fuji. 4, Harvey Whippleman. Yup, Mr. Fuji. You know the funniest thing I saw with Fuji when Dr. D, when he slaps Ted Stossel in the ears, Fuji's standing right there, and you can tell Fuji wants to laugh, but he knows the cameras are on him, so he's got to try to look like he's stunned, and it's like so funny, you know. I mean, it's like, hey, you watch it the first time, you watch it over and over again, and Fuji's the man. He was a total drinker, man. Like I said, he owned a bar right in Fall River. 100%, Mr. Fuji, son. As we go right to the freaking, we're moving right along in the final stretch. Which wrestler was nicknamed Mr. Wonderful? Was it Rick Rude, Paul Orndorff, Greg Valentine, or Bob Orton?
No, but he'll be asleep by the time we hear it. The second set will be 5 a.m. in the morning. He ain't gonna be up that time. So we should play it now. Yo, hey, why don't you take it outside? Which wrestler was nicknamed Mr. Wonderful? I'd take away your card. In fact, I'd block you if you didn't get this one right. The correct answer, Mr. Wonderful. You see him now, off the sauce. He looks like, well, I can't say nothing, but when you stop training, you shrink. You lose that 30 pounds, and it makes you look like a freaking skeleton. The muscle you can't maintain it without the chemicals or without the daily rigorous training once you get to a certain age. Who won the 1988 Royal Rumble? The first one aired on pay-per-view. One, was it Ted DiBiase? 2, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. 3, Big John Studd. Or 4, Andre the Giant. The 1988 Royal Rumble, the first one aired on pay-per-view. Always one of my favorite freaking matches, the Royal Rumble. That's like the I think it was Pat Patterson who thought of it, man. And it's been my favorite annual match of all time. And who won the 1988 Royal Rumble? Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh!
I like that. Stay there.
Which tag team consisted of Jacques Rougeau's brother and tag team partner? What was his name? What was Jacques Rougeau's tag team partner and brother's name? One was it Salvador, two was it Richie, three was it Reggie, or four was it Raymond? The famous Rougeau brothers. The Mountie. Funniest bastard you'll ever see. In fact, there was another Mountie. He had to stop using the name when Rougeau took it over because he was a jobber for the WWE and he trained at my gym. And funny, but the real Mountie beat the shit out of him in a regular match. Somebody gave him a real one because he used the name, but it was Raymond. Question number 46. B. Brian Blair and Jim Brunzell were known as 1. the Millennials, 2. the Killer Bees, 3. the High Flyers, or 4. the B-Boys. Oh yeah, I am the Mountie. That was so funny. he put the freaking when he had the taser. That was even funnier. Fucking zap him with it. Yep, he was a true class act. And how about when he knocked out the British Bulldog's teeth, man? He didn't take any shit. He put a roll of quarters in a sock and he fucking took his teeth right out, man. He was getting bullied by the British the Killer Bees. Not Davey Boy Smith. Who was the other one? But yep, man, the Mountie.
Mix them up, man.
Which WWF star was previously known as Leaping Manny Poffo? 1. Tito Santana, 2. the Genius, 3. Greg Valentine, or 4. Brutus Beefcake. See, we gotta get a little bit. Sometimes I get complacent after I go over this, and I let a few slip by that are kind of redundant. But we all know this one.
Every time I think about you, I get high. Every time I think about you,
The Genius, the man with the dong that reached his knees. The Genius. Moving right along to the final 2 questions. He held the title for a record that lasted 2,803 days, nearly 8 years. Who was it? 1 was it Shawn Michaels, 2 was it Bruno Sammartino, 3 was it Bret Hart, or 4 was it Bob Backlund? I saw this guy live many times. I saw him in a cage match with Ivan Koloff, a Russian chain match. I saw him against Stan Hansen. I go to Boston Garden. I see him at the Providence Civic Center. All over the place. This is when I go to wrestling back in the early 70s. That's when Bruno was kicking ass. He was in his prime. And man, you would not believe this guy. But you could see how fake it was back then. And, they hold the punches back, pull the punches. But you had to love it. Who was known as the 8th wonder of the world? 1 was it the Big Show, 2 Hulk Hogan, 3 Diesel, or 4 Andre the Giant?
tell me what I got to do. Well, I want to give my love to you. Come on, man.
Wow, nobody watched me over on Facebook. I usually get a bunch watching my boxing quizzes over there. But who was known as the 8th wonder? Another one for you, my bro. was not expecting a whiz kid like yourself in here. Andre with 100% in there. 100% of one. That's still 100%, so I can tell people, oh, 100% got that one right. It was only me and the boxing sauce playing. The boxing sauce. I'm gonna smack you. That's it, you're blocked. I'm blocking you now. You are blocked. I'm not even asking this question. You're banned from all wrestling quizzes. I mean, that's exactly the way I thought of this one too, because there was another. It's real simple one in here, and I said, let me make it right alongside with this one. Here is your final scorecard coming up right here, bro. You got 40 out of 50. Not bad at all. Your nearest competitor got one right. You have 3 other people. Send me an email if you want. I send gummies to people who win this one. I make these hemp gummies. If you get them, you gotta throw them right in the refrigerator because this temperature will melt them. You get a bottle of goo. Not bad at all, my brother. Not bad at all, man. But hit me up with your address and I'll send you a bag of gummies. And if you partake, if not, I won't be offended. But this is what I offer as prizes on my little show here. This is what we do. And dude, you blew my mind on this one. You came, saw, and conquered, kicked ass. The boxing sauce. With a name like the boxing sauce, who'd have ever thunk he's also a wrestling aficionado? Well, bro, you hit me up with an address, and I'll get them to you. You can ask some of my former competitors in here. In fact, my wife just gobbled some down. Maybe it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, I think I'll show you just exactly what that is. I'll probably make a fresh batch up while we're on here, while you're here. This is a little batch I made up last week. Not too many left, but enough to enjoy a few. But this is what they look like. They're little tiny bears, right? Little gummy bears. About 12, 15 milligrams per pop. And then there are these bigger ones here. These are two. These ones I make for the old lady. Because she's kind of immune to the small ones. So these are probably about 20, 25, maybe more, I don't know. But anyway, I'll make up a new batch this week. And we will send you out a nice little sample pack to enjoy. And I thank you for your participation. These are all made by me with love. They melt right in your mouth. I make everything. I make the tincture. Actually, my wife does. But we make the tincture, and then we take the alcohol out of the tincture and make the oil. And then make the oil, infuse it into the gummies. and I have a tester, so I can test the potency of my tincture. And I divide that by the amount of gummies I make, and I know the potency per gummy. So this is done really, really cutting edge. I mean, this isn't just a couple of hippies throwing some juice in a bottle and cooking it over the stove. I mean, I have
Thank you for being here with us tonight.
this is my potency tester kit right here, man. This is the
Some of you still hanging on from jail.
you know, it's got all your stuff in there, your syringes and your solutions. And this one here's got the little scale and stuff in there. It's a very very accurate way. There is no other way, you know, to test the to be precise. That way you know exactly what you're dosing with. It ain't like some people are, they're scared of edibles. I'm like, dude, I'm going to tell you how much you're doing in this edible. This is nothing, fear nothing. These will not hurt you. But my brother, the boxing sauce, I appreciate you coming through here, man. You know, I didn't know who to expect on doing a fucking wrestling quiz. Some boxing people, they just laugh at it. Some of them love it, man. So, and I also, as soon as I put it up here, I said, shit, I'm doing this on Monday night when Monday Night Raw is on. So any real wrestling fan, current anyway, is going to be watching Monday Night Raw. Me, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I'm an old wrestling fan now. I'll watch WrestleMania, providing there's no boxing on that night. They used to do it on a Sunday. Now they do it on freaking Saturday. But I guess now it's like a 2-day thing. Saturday and a Sunday. And hey, it ain't just boxing with me, man. I dig my music. I dig the wrestling. You're old school wrestling. I can tell, man. You're old school wrestling. You could be my sidekick on one of these wrestling freaking on one of these trivias that we do. But I dig the herbs. I dig the wrestling. I dig nutrition, healthy nutrition. You know, there's a lot more in my life besides boxing. But boxing #1. Thank you, cats, for coming in here, man. I'm not gonna bore you any longer. TBS, my brother, you got my address. Hit me up. I'll return the favor. Thanks for coming in, brother. Peace. And everybody out there, man. Anybody who was here and didn't play the game, you don't know what she's missing. It's a lot of fun. Don't be scared by the boxing sauce. It's all in fun that we play here. And if you haven't already, sub. I'll look at my email right now, my brother. Let's see. Yup, I see you there. I see you in there. You've got the you're already. You must have emailed me before because I already have you in there as a
People are speaking lots of words.
All right, brother. See, I can see. That's why
Saying all the wrong things.
what's his name there? Joseph. Joseph always calls you by your name on the
I
show.
need you as an
But
ally.
we will get those to you, my brother. I appreciate you hanging in here with me, bro. God bless. And Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. I'm bored. Peace.